very much, Brother Rano. I want to welcome each and every one of you. I will not take much of your time. I want to begin by, thanking God for the opportunity in the United States. I came from Europe. I didn't just travel to this country direct. And sometimes you appreciate opportunities when you have two things to compare. When I landed in this country and I see the opportunities, and I remember where, Europe, Cyprus precisely, and then Cameroon. I said, this is semi-heaven, So anything that came my way, I had to grab it, So that's a blessing, and I believe we all are privileged to be in this country, and so we appreciate God for that. And so my background is not IT. My background is journalism, mass communication, and and so one of the let me not say hindrance, but challenges that most of us Africans. Before I get there, you all will agree with me that when you land in the States, there's a certain trend, that you follow for you. If God doesn't help you in some things, you may hit 7 years and you have not yet settled down, like your own place, just take this scenario, you learn as a bachelor, the person who receive you, they may give you 6 months or 1 year. After that, they expect you to move to your own place. When you move to your own place, that's the second year. You start thinking of, the job you're doing is not comfortable. Let me go to school, associate degree 2 years. By the time you say, let me take a degree 3 years. Remember, you're single, you start thinking about bringing your spouse, put an application with that working, supporting her back home. That's 5 years before the application goes through. You have hit 8 years. So it's very delicate. Sometimes, God really help us to, have that such realities in life and then make wise decisions. So talking about IT as a substitute career or, or something by the side is very important. I decided to, we all here will agree that, we have left the industrial age. COVID has come to prove that very clearly to us that now we are the IT age, Little did we ever imagine that, all we can work from home for this long period of time. So sometimes at my job now, we are questioning management. Why do we need to come to the office? Everything we're doing in the office, we have done it for 5 months from home. So they can just put that building for rent and save some money, that kind of a thing. So it's a very broad field. We all must be knowledgeable that you have cybersecurity system admins, program management, software testers. IT is very broad. However, I'm going to narrow down to some statistics. Can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see what I'm sharing?
Yes, I can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
If we can zoom a little bit, I don't know, but we can.
Yeah. Yeah, zoom a little bit. It's small.
Let me see. Where do I get that zoom option? Maybe, bro, I know it's from your end.
We'll pray for some eyes today.
What? Control what?
IT man, you should know this.
No, is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is better now.
Oh, okay. I thought it was from your section. Yeah, so this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So it's not just any Google site. I decided to use a government legal site so that the information we are seeing, it is trustworthy and something we can depend on. So, IT is one of those fields that they expect an extraordinary growth by 2028. They expect a jump of 556,200 new jobs. Now, that's not a small growth when it comes to the economy. So those are a number of job opportunities that will increase in that time frame, 2018, 2028. So I wanted us to look through of this because we agree that one of the major factors to moving abroad is for greener pastures. Am I correct?
Yes.
Is to make comfortable living, better cash and stuff like that. So why will we get here and don't look for the opportunities that make the money? Yeah, some of the challenges people face is, coming with their academic backgrounds and looking through the years they have put in already and doing such a switch. It is those are some tough decisions. Just imagine somebody who has been, bachelor in law, UB, then went to what do they do in masters in Yaoundé? I've forgotten the name. And then now moved to the States, and you're being told to do IT. A lot of people face that challenge that they want to maintain their career, but one thing they do not ask themselves is looking at the market. Let's take, for example, a lawyer. What's the demography around law? Who are your clients? What's your community? Does your people go to court? Do they have frequent cases? Just imagine a lawyer amongst us. I'm not saying you attest for any client from Tacc Friends. We don't go to court. Pastor Julius, am I correct?
We have the pastors to solve our
Yeah,
cases.
so those kind of careers, when you have moved from geographic location, you're now in this kind of a society. Look at your market. Okay, you want to study, archaeology. Well, like my roommate in Europe, the guy was studying trumpet, bachelor in trumpet. So I asked myself, if your parents are in Africa, you don't just travel back with this degree. So you want to look into how is the market related to what I'm studying. So with IT, we all attest that with the present state of the economy, everything now is going digitalized. Everybody needs a host, need to go through Zoom. The schools are becoming virtual, and all these platforms need a system that needs to be as a host for them. So IT is really expanding, and if you look through my screen here, you see some occupations and the compensations. Yeah, you see 122,000. These figures are real. This and it says median pay, so it's average. Just look as a computer information research scientist, you're making 122K. Now that's approximately about $60 an hour. Now this is careers within your reach in. Now this says, okay, that's masters. Most of them you see bachelor. So as we scroll down, you see, bachelor. Now the good thing with this requirement is that they always state that if you do not have the bachelor, there's an equivalent of experience that matches that qualification. So if you do not have a degree, a bachelor degree, and you have a 5 years experience, that's an equivalent right there. So we're gonna go down to my specification, network and computer system administrator. That's my specialty. Just to look through into systems and some other things like. So you see, median salary here is 83,510, which is $40 an hour. Now, this is what you make after spending 6 months in a course without a student loan. Now, for you to make $40 an hour in this country, we all know that value. Am I correct? Experienced registered nurse makes 45 an hour. That's nurses that have worked for at least 10 years upwards, approximately. That's not an accurate figure. So this is what system admin makes, if they do a 6 months course and get certification attached to their degree. Now there are many things that can lead you or have IT job as a side career. Most of my brothers here who are scientists, I work with the National Aeronautic and Space Administration. All of my supervisors are scientists. They have either mathematics, masters in mathematics, masters in physics, chemistry. Now, how did they get into program management? Just because they have the PMB degree, project manager professional. Now, so because of that project manager professional degree, that's what brings them into that level of IT, which they serve as managers. Now, for you to be a manager, you must have a master's in any scientific field, plus a project manager certificate. So that's just knowledge that gives you a career switch just with the twinkle of an eye. Now that's just you attaching a project manager certificate to your scientific degree. We're gonna see what such people make. And so if we scroll down just very quick, you see bachelor, as I've explained, that's just an equivalent. So when we do our training, which is 6 months, you come out with a certificate of Red Hat, which is an equivalent of this bachelor. Now, so we're gonna be, as we scroll through, a lot of your questions will be answered here. So what do system admin do, which is my specialty? And remember, that's just one part of IT. We have cybersecurity, we have program managers, we have software testers, we have database, a lot. But all of them fall within this career, which is very important. What the nature of our job is dealing with cables, connections, and make sure that systems are up running 24/7. Now, all these things are things that you will learn in the 6 months course program that we offer. Work environment is very cordial. Everything at work is in groups, so it's not like they give you a task and it is solely on you. You have a group, all of your teammates, whatever you don't know, you ask. We attest that in this country, you are being trained for every job, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing here also. You have colleagues that will introduce you to everything, and no two offices are the same. So wherever you go, you need to be introduced, no matter your experience. Now, how do you become one? This is the part which interests me and which I think, will answer a lot of your questions. So I'll just read through very fast. Education. Although some employees require only a post-secondary certificate, that's high school or associate degree, most require a bachelor degree in the field related to computer or information sciences. The degree programs that focus on computer network and system administration. However, because administrators work with computer hardware and equipment, a degree in computer engineering or electrical engineering usually is acceptable as well. Programs in this field frequently includes classes in computer programming and blah, blah, blah. So because technology constantly changing, administrators need to keep up with latest technology. Now, some people will tell you that a lot of things do change in IT, and however, it is just 2%. Now, whatever thing you know today, if there's an improvement tomorrow, you have just like 2% of knowledge to add to what you know previously. It's just like somebody who was using iPhone 8. If they give you iPhone 9, you're gonna see a lot of similar features, but just some few improvement. Am I correct? So that's the same thing that works in here. Now, you see license, certification, and registration. Companies generally require their network and computer system administrators to be certified in the product they use. Most people have asked us, is this certification required? Is it valid? This is from the government. Now, remember, we are reading from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So this is showing you what the U.S. recognizes in this field. Certification programs usually are offered directly from vendors. So, like, for example, we deal with Red Hat. So they're telling you that you can be certified from Red Hat directly, who is the vendor, or from vendor neutral certification providers, which is that is where we fall. That's where my institute fall. We are vendor neutral. So we provide this certification, although we are not the manufacturer of the product. Certificates can validate the knowledge and the use of best practices that are required and of network and computer system administrators. That's then the names of few vendors, Microsoft and Cisco. So with this certification that is provided, it gives you that leverage to function as a system admin. Now, remember, this is a 6-month course, which costs you $2,500 without a student loan, and you're making a 6-figure income. Now, remember, we are looking through a US national site, which is authentic. We are not just Googling from one Google page somewhere. Now, this is the pay rate. The median salary that students make is $90, 95,000. Now, because we see the median rate, which was 80,000 or 83, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is the compensation. You see, the median annual wage for network and computer system admin was this in May 2019. The median wage is the wage at which half of the workers, they're just explaining what's the median wage here, but this is what system admin makes in a short time of which 6 months is the training program. Now, other fields in IT that you can make bigger figures than this. Now, the crux of what I'm going to say is the present situation in which we find ourselves. For those of us in-house here, whoever you know who is in IT, if you talk to that person now, if he is not doing 2 jobs, he knows somebody who is having 2 jobs. Now, imagine yourself in this income, and then you're having 2 jobs. If you multiply that, that's equivalent of what a senator is making.
I'm just looking at the tithes too.
Well, are you saying something?
No, I said I'm also looking at the tithe. If you're working 2 jobs, the tithe is also.
Your tithe is enormous.
Of course, that is inevitable.
Yeah.
So now, because working from home is very comfortable for you to, it's not being physical in the office. So you don't drive, say you want to drive from your first job, you're just on your living room with 2 computers, and you're in the 2 offices at once. So that is the advantage that has got, and we all are aware that this situation is gonna go for a long time, although we are not praying for that. The earlier it finishes, the better. So this puts IT professionals on a very high stethoscope with related to job opportunities. Now, as I said, most of them are doing 2 jobs and making this. Now, remember, that's median salary. It means that people who are above 100, people in the 120s, people in the 130s, people in the 160s. Imagine that individual. I know somebody with 3 jobs. So it's a well of opportunity, which, if you get yourself into it, I can say it is green, and people are making it. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is, what does it take? All my brothers here are people, career oriented. We there are policies we have, concepts we have understood or walked through that are, those who are physicists and chemists will tell you that, and IT is nowhere close to any of those kind of concepts or principles. So it's not rocket science. It's not something that, fell from the sky, but it is, as the topic rightly said, something you can try. It's subsidiary by the side. We all want to make it, and if opportunities like these are available around us, I think it is high time we give it a thought. Give it, my brother said, there's a particular time, or God, something that God had called you for. Whatever you set your mind to do, he gives you the ability to do it. Let's look at Proverbs 16:3. Yeah, so you may think, okay, this is not my thing, but if that is what you want to do, if you think that's the income your family needs, if you think that's what can make you satisfactory, brethren, we are living in one of the richest countries in the whole world. It should be reflective in our families. So it's not evident that if you talk to most of these Indians, they want to find out how do we get green card. How are you a citizen? Because they're on work permit or H1 visas, and they don't understand how to go about. They don't know about lottery, and yet we have that residency. And unfortunately, as Radan said, we are still in some jobs like, someone is working in Walmart, someone is doing in CNA, but these opportunities are there open. Sometimes it is lack of information. Now, this may not be for you, but this may be for someone who is trying to get into career, and you can tell them that there's an opportunity. This in IT. This is a site. We can share this site. You go there, you read the statistics, you see which careers are improving in the next 20, 10 years, 15, 5 years. How does the market look like? Which one is still, which one is changing? So as I said, it may not be for you, but we all have, loved ones, relatives that are coming from back home. They want to start life over here. We can, advise them, give them, clear cuts to other careers opportunities. Like as I said, just you adding a PMB certificate to your master's in either any scientific field, that's an opportunity for you to look for another job opportunity by the side in this COVID situation where everything is work from home. So considering this opportunity in building another career is very important. And I want to close by this, John chapter, as I conclude. As despite this desire, the growth of our spirit man is far more important than any other thing. So although this, while you are putting your interest in building career, alongside also be thinking about your eternity, how you improve on your spirit man, how you walk with God, because there's nothing as superb, as good as being in his perfect will. No career should replace his perfect will in your life, nor should replace any other thing. Staying in his perfect will. Now, there's nothing wrong in, I don't want to say healthy envy, but looking at somebody making it and say, I want to be like that person. I desire to be like that person. It's not, you're not comparing yourself with him, but because he's successful, you wish to be successful also. So let's not get that confused between you trying to be wear somebody else's shoes, and saying, oh, that may not be for you. If that is what you desire and that is good, then you should go for it. The other things are, data statistics, which is not important, but yes. So that's just what I wanted to share with regards to my field, and I'm open for any questions.
Wow, this is so eye